Hello, today I'm going to do some water glassing of some eggs, and I do it in a half-gallon jar because it's just myself and my husband and it would be too many. I've done it in a gallon jar before, but it takes us a while. That gets about 3 dozen eggs, and this is about a dozen and a half, maybe a little more, maybe 20 some, because some of our chickens just started laying recently, the baby ones, and the eggs are smaller, some of them, and then some of them are very large. So you can see this is one of our original she's 2 years old now, and this one is one of the new ones. So I put them in there. This is just the way I do it. I'm not saying you should do it this way. It's not FDA approved probably, but you use the pickling lime. This is the pickling lime I use. And it does cause this residue on a jar after you've used it several times. It's very hard to get off. You can scrub and scrub and scrub. I could probably get a little bit more of this off. This around here I scrub and scrub and it doesn't come off. I'm just letting you know it's clean, but it does have like something that the pickling lime does to it. But you use distilled water, and it doesn't matter what distilled water you use. And you use a quart jar, and you put your distilled water in your quart jar. Leave a little room because you're gonna shake up the pickling lime. And I've already got my half-gallon jar full of eggs. And you want the freshest eggs you can get and the cleanest eggs you can get. And I've got a little bit left in this other bag of pickling lime, and you're going to want to put 2 tablespoons of pickling lime in a quart jar of, you got to get way down in the bag. So you're going to put 2 tablespoons. That bag's almost empty. I'm gonna put this lid on. And shake up the pickling lime in the water real well. And then you pour it over your eggs in your jar. So it takes a little over a quart of water to fill a half-gallon jar full of eggs. So put a little more water in there, swish it around, and I want to cover my eggs, so I'm just going to put a little more water in there. Get the eggs covered. None of them should float. They should be very fresh. So if you have, oops, I want to use a different lid. If you have eggs that float, you don't want to water glass those. I don't even know if I would cook those. And now you're done. You've got water glassed eggs. I'll write the date on the side of the jar and put them in my pantry. And they say they last up to 2 years. We usually use them in less than a year. If there's ever a time when our hens go through a slow period, we'll use them. And that happens a few times throughout the year. But the yolks, sometimes if you have them for over a year, they get a little runnier, and they're not necessarily good for sunny side up type eggs. But they're fine for scrambling eggs. They're fine for baking. If you're making any kind of a recipe, they're wonderful for that. I like my eggs scrambled a lot. My husband likes them sunny side up. These aren't that great for that, but I mean, sometimes it works. but the yolk does break easier the longer they've been water glassed. And when you go to use them, you do want to rinse them really well. When you're making them, do not wash the eggs. You want fresh eggs, clean eggs, but unwashed. You put them in here, and when you go to use them, you wash them thoroughly to get the lime off of them. I've done probably 8 times I've done this over the last couple years, and only once did I have an egg go bad in the jar. And it may have just been a bad egg, but you will know when you open it. You'll smell it, and then you just get rid of all of them. That's unfortunate, but that happens. But I've only had it happen once. Other than that, and I used to do gallon jars, and they had 3 dozen eggs in them. So that's another reason I do a smaller batch, because you lose fewer if you lose them. So if you want to water glass eggs, this is how I do it. Have a wonderful day.